15th, 2025. Can I get a roll call?
Diane.
Here.
Herb. Here. Jody.
Here.
It's Kim.
Here.
Rebecca.
Here.
Carmen.
Here.
Jan.
Here.
Coy.
Here. All right, let's stand for the pledge.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay. First up is BHS student report.
Hi, I'm Brooke Roberts. I'm the vice president.
And my name is Luke Hansen. I'm the secretary.
So what's going on at Brandon High School right now is we just started an after-school tutoring on Mondays, and we have the Spanish Honor Society Christmas party at Escamilla's, and they did a Secret Santa there. We have the art students decorated downtown, and some of the NHS students did for some community service hours. The STEM boat races are going to be, they're going to be in the pool this week to do them. And then NHS had letters to Santa for kids, and elementary schoolers came to the high school, and we had some of them come to our class too. It was third grade, I think. And then we just started the unified basketball team, and we had their first game on Friday.
And so for sports, the boys basketball team beat Clio Friday, and they're at Pontiac tomorrow. And for girls basketball, they beat Clio Friday, and they also play at Carl today at home. And then swim and dive, they have a meet at Owasso on Thursday. And for wrestling, they have a meet at Flushing on Wednesday, and then they have one on Friday at Lake Orion. For competitive cheer, they have a meet on Friday at home. For bowling, they have a meet today versus Goodrich. And then ice hockey, they have a match on Thursday at Grand Blanc. And then Pops, they're just playing at the halftime of the basketball games.
For student council, right now we are having our Christmas Spirit Week. Today was Whiteout, tomorrow we have Family Christmas Day, which is like matching. And then we have Ugly Sweater Day, Red and White Day, and then a PJ Day on Friday for the half day. And last week we ran our charity week, which is a little bit of a bummer because we did have those 2 snow days, but we still raised a lot of money with all the stuff we did for Angels of Hope. And we had our lock-in on Friday before the basketball game, where we went over to Hardy and we just hung out and played some Christmas games with the kids, and that went really well. For the half-court shot, we did a half-court shot on Tuesday during the boys varsity game, and there was a winner this year, which last year we didn't have a winner, but they were granted a pizza from Little Caesars. And we have Secret Santa coming up for our class on Thursday. And then on Thursday we also do a yay where we all bring in food and celebrate.
That's our.
Thank you. All right, next up is superintendent report.
Hi, good evening. I'd like to introduce our athletic director, Mr. Jesse Johnson, who's going to share some updates from the fall season.
Hello, everybody. I feel like I was just up here recently talking to you, but something I like to do after every season is just kind of acknowledge the things that the teams and the individuals that had great years. And this session right now, I want to introduce some people from the fall. First one is, he could not be here tonight, is Jacob Hilton, a senior for us. He is a cross-country runner. He broke the school record this year. The record was previously established in 2011. 1991 this record was established. So it's been a long-standing record. It was 16:11. Jacob broke it at the MHSA regional event, which then qualified him to go to the state championship event. Very, very well accomplished. It's a very tough record, obviously, for standing for 30 plus years. Jacob can't be here tonight because he's actually at running practice. Like I said, I just want him to be acknowledged. It's not easy to win. It's not easy to perform so great. And the amount of work that he's put in, leading our cross-country team, I want to make sure that's acknowledged. Next up, Morgan. Morgan could be here tonight. Once again, just an athlete that is doing everything right in our athletic department. She was the lead backstroke leg of our 200-yard medley relay that broke the school record with 2 minutes exactly. The previous record was set in 2011 of 2:01.06. Once again, if anybody's been in a pool and swam competitively, it's not easy at all. The amount of work that they put in, the teamwork for all 4 of you with your relay team, to break a record that's been standing 15 years, it needs to be acknowledged, and thank you.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Can I have one more thing in? I want to make sure you're recognized for this. Morgan also holds a 4.12 GPA. Morgan, thank you for being here. Next up is our soccer team. Our soccer team, back-to-back league championships. Over the last 25 league games, we went 23-0-2, so we have not lost since September 25th of 2023, Coach? Okay, hit that date on the head. Which in turn, Coach Lovelace here has been named the Flint Metro League Coach of the Year back-to-back years. So obviously a very, very good run for our soccer team. It's not easy. I know what type of work you guys put in all summer long, all year long, Coach. And with that, he also had 3 players named to All-State this year, which I believe is in total 6 over the last 2 years. Am I correct on that? So I would also like the chance to have Coach Lovelace just come up here and, if you'd like to, say a couple words.
Thanks. Just briefly, I plan on my captains being here tonight, but 2 have soccer practice and 1 is under the weather. So, but I'd like to thank Anthony Maroli, Nate Alowski, and Tristan Groom. We get Tristan back for 1 more year, hopefully, but for all the work that they did this year, they're a big part of it, obviously. They drive their team and keep things in order and keep us on track, and they did a great job. I'd also like to thank the rest of the coaching staff, Jay Reynolds, Blake Crawford, and Jeff McKinney helps us out a lot too. And I have great history with them, and we have a lot of depth, and we just have great chemistry, and that's a big reason we're so successful. They're just great guys, and I can't say enough about them. The neat part is Blake Crawford played for me years ago, back in like 11, 12, and 13, and went away to college, took some jobs around the state, and made his way back home, and we're happy to have him. I think he's the future of the program, and he's just a great kid. So with that, I want to thank the teachers and the administration, and of course this board right here, for all the support all the time. It's a lot easier to be successful when you have the support in the community that we do, and I really appreciate it. So with that, Merry Christmas to everyone in this room, and a very prosperous 2026. Appreciate it.
With that said, we've started winter athletics. Every sport has started. We started off pretty well. Basketball, between basketball, wrestling, bowling, to get their first matches going. It should be a very successful winter. And I'm hoping I can do this again in the spring to tell you how many accomplishments we have in winter sports. So, any questions? Thank you. I'm going to go run a basketball game.
All right, next is approval of consent agenda.
I'll move the Brandon Board of Education approve the consent agenda as presented.
Second.
Any discussion? Can I get a roll call vote?
Diane?
Yes.
Herb?
Yes.
Jody?
Yes.
Kim?
Yes.
Rebecca?
Yes. All right, passes. Next is information discussion items, board report. Jody, did you have something to share?
Yeah, I just wanted to share, I attended back on December 7th, the Secret Garden, and put on by the Brandon Performing Arts Company, and it was excellent. I just wanted to let everybody know that, and all the people that participated, and what I thought was really interesting is that they invited the middle schoolers to come participate, so it was excellent. So, that's all I want to say.
All right, thank you. Next is finance reports.
Good evening. Please pass now the food copy.
You could get this one.
They're a little pointed. Good evening. Tonight, for approval, for the board approval, is our first budget amendment for 25-26. And as everyone is aware, we, in June, the board adopts an original budget, but that budget is based on some unknown information assumptions. Right now, we have the information we need. So this first budget amendment, is still as important because it gives us a realistic picture. Instead of doing my normal kind of bullet point, I thought tonight I would go through our funding. It's really important, obviously, the revenue is what sustains us, and I thought it would be important to just give an overview of where we are with our state money, especially. Last year, let me come down just a little bit, the first column C is the 24-25, we had a $9,608 was our per pupil from the state. This year we have $10,050, and that's been well publicized from the state. So on the surface, that looks really good. A $442 increase of 4.6%. If we look at the formula funding, this next line includes our pupil count. So you see when we factor in our pupil count, which is our next tab, the increase is $13,000 or so. Now, the other side of the story is that the state did give us the 442, however, they took away two items, one-time funding, and on line 10, last year we received $710,867, was the 147A, some mixers money that we no longer are getting that this year. That was completely taken away from us. On line 13, another source of mixers money, $141,638. Again, the state, that is not part of this year's revenue that we're receiving. So if you look at, you take that plus line 15, the mixers healthcare allocation. I just wanted to explain that what that is everybody, all employees that are part of the mixer system, we no longer pay, I say we, because it's everybody, teachers and all of us, we no longer pay 3%, which is a good thing for everybody. It was a little bit of an increase. However, the state still needed to collect some of that revenue, so now the district is now paying that. So to help the district out, the state, line 15, that healthcare allocation is money the state's giving us to help us out with that payment. That's $184,037. So if we look at the net formula funding change, we're down about $654,924. Our special education money, I'm anticipating based on everything we've been given, that we will see an increase in our special education funding. Plus, we're going to receive an increase from last year's actual cost. That's how the state grows 1 year behind. And our costs last year were higher. So, factor that in. The bottom line is, on line 21, the change, our district funding, the change including the special education increase, we're down close to $400,000 from where we were last year. Other changes I wanted to point out are 31A money. We are getting a nice increase there. However, that money is restricted, so we have to equally, if we spend it, or if the revenue we get, we have to spend that. So that's not money that we can use to spend on anything, operating costs. So it's an increase through 64, $364,000. The 31AA, everybody's aware of that. That's kind of in limbo right now. We expect, if in fact they make some changes and we choose to accept that, that's about $302,000. And we, here in Brandon, we use that to fund our safety, premier security and other safety part of our budget. And then one last item I wanted to bring to your attention, sorry, it's way down low here, line number 30. We are receiving educator compensation money this year. And what that is it's one-time money, $294,738. That's also restricted money. We cannot use that like to substitute any collective bargaining agreement. That has to be bargained separately, and that would be stipends paid to, actually, teachers and educators. We're still trying to get quote educated what the exact definition is. There's some different takes on what that is. It's maybe everybody in the district, it's maybe not. So that $294,738 is a nice source of funding to benefit employees. Again, that cannot be substituted to pay for anything other than like stipends. It would be an additional payment to employees. So, any questions on this screen on our funding?
Well, can I just ask for
Yes.
some clarification?
Yes.
So at the very beginning, you said we passed the budget in June.
Yes.
But we have unknowns. So those unknowns are due to the fact that the state doesn't
Right.
tell us what we're getting until 6 months after
Yeah.
we approve that budget. So that's why we have to make these amendments.
Right, although we kind of assumed, we put assumptions that
right.
we were very close with that, but until you actually know. So, right, yes, it used to be we knew the number like before we passed a budget, but the state has not, the last couple of years, it hasn't been that way, so. But, you know, I just felt, I really wanted to present this tonight because, you know, this idea that we got this big increase, on the one hand, you know, when we talk about what they took away on the other hand, and that, you know, the bottom line of our revenue is down from last year. So then the next sheet or tab, thanks, Alexis. Yeah, I wanted to talk about our enrollment because obviously we get paid based on enrollment, so I thought it would be helpful maybe to just go through that. Last fall, general education, line number 5, we had 1,949.61 students. This fall, 1,891.63. So general education students were down almost 58 students. Special education students, 68.67 last year and 62.11. So we're down 6.5 students. Our total fall only, if we just look at the fall to fall, we're down about almost 65 students. Again, I know I've said this, but I'll just reiterate. We get paid 90% of this current fall plus 10% of last February. Last February on line 6 that's called our supplemental. So our February, we had February, oh, that is the actual February. Okay, 1939.77, and then the 74.47 for last February.
Okay.
So the state pays us line 13, it's called the blended count. So we will get paid this fall, these are unaudited numbers, but Jen gave me the most recent, so we should be good. 1,959.79 is what the state will pay us, which means blended count in terms of revenue, we're down about 67.43 students. And $10,050 a student, you can see that's quite an impactful number for our district. EEA staffing in June, we had 130, November we have 132. Some of these positions are grant funded though, I have to put that in there, it's an asterisk. But, so our staffing is up a little bit. Any questions on the enrollment?
So just to explain,
Yeah.
for those that maybe don't understand
Yeah.
that we don't really have 67.5 of a student.
Right.
We're talking about how many hours are enrolled here, how do we get those? partial?
Well, Jen does that, Jen posted, and it has to do with, how we enroll versus, I'm not the expert on student enrollment, but I know it always seems odd to say we have 67.4, right?
But it's how many hours they're
Yes.
here?
Yes.
Yes, okay. Thank you.
Yeah. So, again, percentage-wise, that's about we're down about 3%, if we look at the student reduction. And that's been kind of trending for the last several years, there's not really much different there. We've been hoping to stabilize, but that's a different conversation. Just more kids that are leaving. So then the bottom line, just to sum it all up, the next tab, please, thank you, Alexis. So, our fund balance analysis, I'm going to talk about general fund, food service, and child care because the board is approving all 3 tonight. You always want to know what our fund balance looks like. We look in column B. Column B is audited, as you know, Plant Grant, they were here in October. Our operating surplus last year was $87,370. But when you factor in column C, the transfers are from the debt fund and the food service fund. We transferred in 509,000. So column D, the net change in fund balance, our fund balance actually increased last year. So that's a good thing. We're looking at about 4.7 million or little over 15% fund balance, that's good, that's solid. This year in June, line number 8, the board approved an operating deficit of $1,083,441. Again, we didn't have all the factors, but we knew we were going to transfer in $495,993, and that's what we're transferring in. So our net fund balance was a negative 500, or net change, 587,448. So that's what was adopted in June. Things look a little better right now, fortunately. We've had some positive, center program students is less. We're down an administrator, so that's savings. Couple other savings, we worked on getting some savings. So this amendment tonight, we're looking at an operating deficit of $880,045. If you factor in our transfers in, $495,993, again, debt fund and food service transfer in. So right now, we're looking at a net change in fund balance of approximately $384,052, which brings us to a fund balance of $4.3 million, or 12.67%. 12.67% is still, it's still considered a good fund balance. But we have to be concerned about the trend. The trend is based on, the reason we're here is based on, bottom line, the state's not funding us enough to meet the needs. Food
Because,
service.
I'm sorry,
Yeah,
our
no.
minimum fund balance needs to be what?
Well, the board can adopt any fund balance they choose. In this district, I believe we've been at 10%.
Right.
Yeah, the state becomes alarmed when we, 5%, the state puts you on a list. That's when they start getting, sending out letters and saying, okay, what are you gonna do? We gotta, you've gotta, get this under control. You can't go below 5%. That's when the state, plays. Yeah, they play it. So, we're nowhere near that. Our fund balance in food service has always done well here. Operating surplus, 1,661, line number 18, that's the audited number. The transfer in to general fund, 75,000, that's been consistent, I think as long as I've been here, the food service transfers in, it's called indirect costs into the general fund. So the food service fund balance did go down, 73,339. We have actually, by design, we're okay with that because we do get a letter every year, Carolyn knows, stating that we have too much fund balance in food service. So we've kind of looked for ways to, higher quality food type things to reduce that a little bit. It seems obscene, but the fund balance in food service 48%. So we, 831,000. The original budget, we looked at, I won't give every number, line 20, we were looking at a 20D, column D, the $260,000 operating change in fund balance. That's mostly due to the project at the middle school. I think everyone's aware that there's a new, at Brandon Middle School, a new lunch line that was built. We used food service money for that because we had it. So that was an upgrade to the middle school. This amendment, we're looking at a little bit better numbers. A net change in fund balance of $192,482, or a fund balance approximate ending June 30th of 26 of $638,000. So I am confident that our food service is in good shape. And we're in-house. A lot of districts around the state, they've contracted food service for years. We've never done that, nor would we need to. So that's a good thing. Our child care fund, again, is in good shape. We have line 30, the audited number. We did run a bit of an operating deficit last year, but we still ended the year with $183,091 fund balance in food service, in child care, or 45%. The original budget, we were looking at a $87,000 operating deficit, or a $95,000 fund balance. This amendment, I met with Cassandra, and we talked, Coy and Cassandra, we made a couple changes, and we reduced that operating deficit to $61,000, and we're looking like we'll end the year with about 117,000. So, again, we're running in the red a bit, but working on trying to stabilize the child care fund as well. We would not want, by law, the general fund is mandated with the child care fund and food service, but that's not an issue, to transfer in to make that whole. So we could not, we would have to transfer from the general fund someday if that were to go into the negative. So, any questions on the overview? Yeah.
I just want to say great job. I know this is never easy. I've seen you do this year after year.
Thanks.
And doing those assumptions and trying to get us close.
Okay.
And all the work that the staff does to input what they could to make this
Thank you.
as painless as possible, at least for us.
Yeah, well, thank you. I would love to come and say everything's great, great, great. Not bad. I mean, we're managing, you know.
And can I stop a rumor that if a teacher moves a refrigerator into their classroom with food in it, they cannot use food service money on it because the refrigerator's there, correct?
They can't use food service money for what?
To repair the classroom,
Oh,
if the refrigerator's there.
really?
No, I was just
Okay.
thinking, I'm
Oh,
thinking,
okay.
yeah, if we wanna. No.
Yes, there are a lot of strict rules. I'm not the expert on the rules of food
Yeah.
service, but that would probably be a problem. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, we were able to, we did have to get approval from the state of Michigan in order to do the middle school lunch line. You know, they're very strict with things, and we did get approval, obviously, to do that, so. I haven't been there, but I'm told it's, you know, Ashley said it was an upgrade, so makes the operations run smoother. So, anything else? Okay.
Thanks, Jen.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, next up, action items. HR report approval.
Move the Brandon Board of Education approve the HR report as presented.
Seconded.
All right, can I get a roll call? Oh, I'm
Diane.
sorry, any discussion? Can I get a roll call?
Diane,
Yes.
Herb,
Yes.
Jody,
Yes.
yes, Kim,
Yes.
Rebecca.
Yes. All right, motion passes. Next is OC SBA proposed new resolutions. Before we make a motion for that, Jody, do you wanna kind of speak on that for a second?
Yep, so I'm the
Explain that.
representative for Oakland County School Board Association. And each year, sometimes they provide new resolutions, and the bylaws require 19 of the school boards in the area and the county to vote on a resolution if the resolution will become an official policy of the School Board Association. So this year, they're in the packet, there's 2 of them. There's one, a resolution supporting keeping school board elections nonpartisan, and the reasons are laid out in the packet. And the second one is calling for full funding of the Early on Michigan program, and that's an early intervention school for children funding. So that's all I have.
Okay, thank you. So it is OC SBA proposed new resolutions.
Move that the Brandon Board of Education approve the OCSBA proposed new resolutions as presented.
Second.
Any discussion? Can I get a roll call vote?
Diane,
Yes.
Herb,
Yes.
Jody,
Yes.
yes, Kim,
Yes.
Rebecca.
Yes. Next is the 2025-2026 MDOT Bridge Competition Field Trip.
I'll move the Brandon Board of Education approve the 2025-2026 MDOT Bridge Competition as presented.
Second.
Any discussion? Can I get a roll call vote?
Diane,
Yes.
Herb,
Yes.
Jody,
Yes.
yes, Kim,
Yes.
Rebecca.
Yes. Next is non-bargaining group wage increase.
Move the Brandon Board of Education approve the non-bargaining group wage increase as presented.
Second.
Any discussion?
Was that Jody?
Yes, that was Jody. Can I get a roll call vote?
Diane,
Yes.
Herb,
Yes.
Jody,
Yes.
yes, Kim,
Yes.
Rebecca.
Yes. Next is arbitrage payment approval.
Move the Brandon Board of Education approve the arbitrage payment as presented.
Second.
Any discussion? Can I get a roll call vote?
Diane,
Yes.
Herb,
Yes.
Jody,
Yes.
yes, Kim,
Yes.
Rebecca.
Yes. Next, that motion passed. What do we have?
Yes.
Where's that?
I'll make a motion.
Okay.
Okay, I'll make a motion, and I'll move that the Brandon Board of Education approve Amendment 1 to the 2025-2026 budget.
Support.
Any discussion? Can I get a roll call vote?
Diane,
Yes.
Herb,
Yes.
Jody,
Yeah.
yes, Kim,
Yes.
Rebecca.
Yes. Alrighty, that one passes. Next up is citizens input. All right, first up is David Dupree. Before you can come up, I'm gonna just read something really quick. In person, you must sign your name, so you did all that. When addressing the board, please recognize yourself by stating your name. Each statement shall be limited to 3 minutes. You can only speak once. The statement shall be directed at the board only. Generally, the board will not respond to public comments during the meeting. Speakers are asked to express themselves in a civil manner with due respect for the dignity and privacy of others who may be affected by your comments. To ensure due process and respect of individual rights, the district maintains a formal process for handling complaints against individuals. A problem involving an individual or specific incident is best handled through board administrative channels. Such matters should be reduced to writing and sent to the superintendent or the board president. While it is not our intent to stifle public comments, speakers should be aware that if your statements violate the rights of others under the law of defamation or invasion of privacy, you may be held legally responsible. If you are unsure of the legal ramifications of what you are about to say, we urge you to consult first with your legal advisor. The board wants to hear what people want to say. We expect each speaker will model for our students and others in the audience on how one can respectfully disagree with others' views or voice an opinion or ask questions. All right, Mr. Dupree.
My apologies, my printer stopped working at the office.
How it goes.
We can share.
That's how it goes. Share. Can you share? Yeah, pass it. Okay.
My name is Dave Durkin. I've been up here before. I have issues with school bus number 20. The fact is pretty self-explanatory. And I'd like you to direct your attention to the 5th page where it shows a vehicle with 2 little kids in front of it. Those happen to be my grandchildren. So please address the information I've got there, and I'm going to see you next month. Thank you.
All right. Okay. Next is closed session.
Move that the Brandon Board of Education enter into closed session as presented.
Support.
Any discussion? Can I get a roll call vote?
Diane,
Yes.
Herb,
Yes.
Jody,
Yes.
Kim,
Yes.
Rebecca.
Yes. All right.